I vow that with my own hands, I will build a school for women.
In 1892, one woman sailed toward Japan with unwavering determination. This very resolve would become the first step toward raising the status of women in Japan. Her name was Umeko Tsuda. In 1864, Umeko was born in Tokyo as the second daughter of a samurai family.
What? Another girl?
What shall we name her?
If it's not a boy, it's not my concern.
How can you say that? Her mother decided to name her Ume after the bonsai tree by her bedside. Umeko had just turned 3 when the Meiji era began. For the first time, people were free to choose their own professions. However, women were still denied independence and freedom. Umeko's father, Sen, who had been learning English, began working at a hotel for foreigners when the Meiji era began.
This is a Western vegetable called asparagus. I'm planning to grow asparagus and turn it into a business.
Can you really do that?
If you read American books, you can learn how to cultivate it. Trying something no one else has done before is exciting.
Father, you're amazing.
Umeko, would you like to study abroad in America?
What? Study abroad?
That year, Japan's first overseas diplomatic mission, the Iwakura Mission, was formed. As part of the mission, it was decided that female students would also be sent abroad.
You'll be able to study in America for 10 whole years. What an incredible opportunity.
Studying abroad,
I know it must be unsettling, since no woman has ever done this before. But that's exactly why it's worth doing. What do you think? Will you give it a try?
Yes.
Take care of yourself and write us letters.
Yes, Mother.
Sending such a young girl overseas?
What heartless parents.
They're monsters.
If I cry now, people will blame Father and Mother. Farewell, Mother!
The young girls endured seasickness, along with the fear and loneliness of being away from their families, as they spent 23 days crossing the Pacific to America. Umeko was placed in the care of the landman household, who had no children of their own. Welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. I have to do my best. If I fail, people will look down on Father and Mother, and Japan will be mocked.
Through her extraordinary dedication and perseverance, Umeko became a top student. Umeko found special companionship in 2 other exchange students close to her age, Sutematsu and Shigeko. The 3 of them became inseparable, calling themselves the trio, and often shared their dreams.
I want to start a girls' school in Japan.
A girls' school? Why?
Because learning is so much fun. But girls in Japan are stuck doing housework. Only boys get to study, and that's completely unfair.
But do you think we could actually start a school?
If we work together, I'm sure we can. Because we are the trio!
11 years had passed, and now at 18 years old, Umeko set foot in Japan once again.
Umeko, you've grown so much. You have done very well. I am proud of you. Is my English hard to understand?
No, I understand. I'm just speechless.
I'm overwhelmed by all of my emotions right now.
That is our new house.
Mother. I studied abroad for 10 years. For this.
Eager to apply what she had learned in America, Umeko found herself instead stuck at home. Aside from helping her father write letters in English, most of her time was spent doing chores. Rather than allowing Umeko to work, her father paraded her around. He limited her freedom to go out or manage her own money. To Umeko, who had been treated as an independent woman in America, this was unacceptable.
Father, I want to work.
What? I give you all the money you need, don't I?
I want to put my skills to good use.
You're already doing enough for the household. Now, go home and take care of your younger brothers. That is your job.
Umeko was crushed. If even her progressive father had this mindset, she realized how impossible it was for women in Japan to live independently. Then a new opportunity arose for Umeko. A school for noble and aristocratic girls had been established, and Umeko was given a teaching position. At last, she had the chance to prove her abilities. Her heart swelled with excitement, but reality was not what she expected.
I like yellow clothes.
Clothes! Your pronunciation is wrong. Why didn't you review the lesson? You won't learn anything by staying quiet.
The students were obedient but showed no eagerness to learn. For them, school was merely another part of their training to become proper wives. During this time, Alice Bacon joined the school faculty. Alice had grown up in the household that had cared for Sutematsu and was like an older sister to Umeko as well.
What's wrong with these students? They have no motivation and no opinions of their own.
In Japan, men decide everything and women simply obey. Even the women themselves believe that's how it should be.
That's terrible. They're like puppets.
That's why I want to start my own school. What Japanese women need most is education.
Umeko, you should study abroad again. If you want to found a school that fosters independent women, you need proper training at a university.
But...
This isn't just for you. It's for changing Japanese society.
Studying abroad to change Japanese society.
After 7 years, Umeko returned to America. She immersed herself in her studies with full dedication. Specializing in biology, she poured herself into research and produced an outstanding thesis. She met many people and engaged in deep discussions. Among them, Dean Thomas left a profound impact on her. But before she knew it, her time abroad had come to an end. The day to return home had arrived.
Umeko, I advise you to graduate from university and become a scientist. I can't stand the idea that your talent might be diminished by working in Japan.
I am grateful for your words, but I must go back.
Why?
I believe my duty is to open new doors for women in Japan so they can win their independence. Establishing a school can make that change happen. I'll do everything it takes to fulfill my dream.
I understand. I have nothing more to say. I want this to be the last time I see you ever again.
Parting ways with Dean Thomas, who she respected so much, was heartbreaking. But it only strengthened Umeko's resolve. She would build a school, no matter what.
Hey! I heard you resigned from Purist's school to start your own school!
Yes, Do you disapprove, Father?
Trying something no one else has done before is admirable. But how will you raise the funds? It won't be easy.
I believe in the power of friendship.
The power of friendship?
This is incredible, Umeko. So many donations have come in from America.
I wrote as many letters as I could. I asked for help in building the school.
We'll do everything we can to raise more funds.
Thank you. That means the world to me.
We will make this happen because we are the trio!
Among the many letters, there was one from Dean Thomas. Despite their farewell, she had worked tirelessly to gather donations for Umeko's dream.
You finally got your chance. I'm very proud of you, and I wish you all the best on your new journey.
At the age of 35, Umeko finally achieved her dream and founded Joshi Eigakujuku, a women's institute for English studies. However, it was a humble beginning. The school operated out of an old rented house, and there were only 10 students. At the school, Umeko emphasized the importance of speaking one's own mind and maintaining proper etiquette. She encouraged her students to prove that women too had the ability to learn and succeed. The reputation of Joshi Eigakujuku spread quickly, and before long, the number of students grew significantly.
Professor, I passed the exam!
Me too! It's all thanks to your teachings!
You worked hard. I'm truly proud of you.
The school's first graduating class had only 8 students, but among them, 5 passed the English Teacher's Certification exam, a historic achievement, as they were the first women to ever do so.
Women having careers and becoming independent. At last, my dream is beginning to take shape.
Professor! Someone! No! Professor!
Years of exhaustion took their toll, and Umeko's health declined. She found herself returning to the hospital time and time again.
Such a terrible storm. It reminds me of the nights of the ship when I first left for America.
That summer, at the age of 64, Umeko entered eternal rest. In the Meiji era, women were expected to obey men and had no freedom to choose their own paths. But Umeko changed that. Through education, she carved out a new path for women, one where they could think for themselves and walk their own journeys. Even after her passing, the spirit of Joshi Eigakujuku lived on, eventually becoming Tsuda University. Its graduates include Japan's first female diplomats, lawyers, government officials, and scholars, paving the way in countless fields. And that influence continues to expand today. Women's access to education, careers, and financial independence has become an expected part of society. But we must never forget, in Japan, this first step was made possible by Umeko's lifelong dedication and sacrifice.